Hey, are we doing um are we doing Waterdeep today?
What?
No.
No. Okay,
Okay,
I wasn't sure.
I was gonna say I comment on that like I do want to play in general. I was not prepared to play today. Yeah, no, no, no.
Okay,
No,
okay.
no, no, no. That was not what I was meaning to intend. Zach, I wanted to show you what showed up in the.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
Happy
love
birthday,
it.
bud.
Thank you. It was my gaming glass of choice last night.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I found this company online that does laser engravings of all kinds of cool shit. So many people have been getting like cool custom glasses for their own favorite nerddoms. uh,
It's a really good idea.
it's a fantastic idea. I've gotten like 3 of them for myself as well. Like, okay.
For that stuff. Oh, I have really cool news. Cool for me. I am on my new Starlink, and it is
Nice.
amazing. I've never had
That is good.
Nice. Hey, Aaron. What's up, Jake?
How are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Good.
Nice.
Good.
So Starlink is good, huh? Good connectivity and everything.
Good.
No drops.
Yes.
Nice.
How long have you been on it?
I've been on it since Sunday. I have gotten 300 megabits per second download, and get what the upload was. Fast.
Yeah.
You can get.
You're getting
fast.
300 down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
87
impressive.
Down, 20.7 up. My previous speed was 19 down and 0.8 up.
Oh gosh. Which
gotta
like, really
test
isn't
mine.
awful, but it's kind of right on the edge of like it can be annoying at times, you know.
I'm pretty sure there was a damaged line coming to my property from I had.
Mhm.
Gross. I don't like CenturyLink.
Yeah.
I've had nothing but terrible experiences with them. I am in my new home.
Oh, you are.
Yeah,
It's your new room.
it's my new
Nice.
room.
How was the move?
Still happening, even though I get on an airplane Thursday.
Wow, that's a
You
lot of
hung
work.
around me for too long.
Listen, okay, in my defense, I did like when I called my landlord and was like, "Hey man, you know, I got a new situation. I need to get out of this lease. Let's find another tenant." And he was like, "Yeah, cool, we can do that." I didn't think they would find somebody in December who wanted to move before Christmas like a crazy person. They found 2.
They found 2.
And so yeah, so all of a sudden I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, you know, like they're not gonna find anybody till February, like maybe mid-January after the new year, sure. I was in no rush. I was taking like small loads of like non-critical stuff, but I was really planning on staying in my rental place through December and like doing the real moving in January. And then they had a showing, and like while I was there, because it was like 8:30 at night, and I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm like in my comfy clothes. They like did the paperwork in my living room, which was kind of weird. But yeah. So I'm like out of there. Like I got some stuff over there. I cleaned out the fridge last night, so like I could probably abandon most of the stuff that's there if I had to.
Luckily, I guess you haven't. You might not have told them that you're moved right down the street. So if I need to come pick something up,
I am
I can't.
300 yards away
Wow.
I am literally down the street. Yes.
That's
yeah.
make friends with the neighbor, offer him some burgers, and say, "Hey man, if you risk my stuff."
All of my neighbors are a million years old. I think my one of my next door neighbors, I'm pretty sure his social security number is 1.
Grew up with the dinosaurs, huh?
Yeah. I was also immediately warned about a spontaneous creek that forms between my house and another house during flooding, so that was fun. I feel like that should have been on the property disclosure, but okay.
Yeah.
He's like, it only happens like every 3 or 4 years, and I was like, okay, so.
I think that
good to
just
know.
happens in Texas, so they may not think about it. Like,
Yeah.
that's just what happens. It's in Texas.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, sorry for the delay.
It
At
was
least I
even
made it.
worse than I thought.
He's already in character.
I thought I would.
Were you in character? You should be in character towards the end of work next time. Like, do your
That's
last couple
kinda
hours of
like-
work in character.
Just to prep, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Guys,
kind of
Really
today.
get in the zone.
It was hectic. And by the end, I was just like, I think I've hit a wall.
Yeah.
I don't want to be this happy, but best you're gonna
I come up with a lot of good ideas, but I don't see how any of them are gonna help.
get.
Fair.
I like your delivery. It's good.
Sorry, I have to put my discount Theragun on the charger. We did Secret Santa. We did Secret Santa, for my work Christmas party, and I by far got the coolest gift. It was like a $25 limit. Everybody else got like boring gifts. I got a discount Theragun, and everyone was immediately jealous.
Nice.
Like I definitely got the best gift in the office.
I got a gift from my the other day. A matching set of coaster,
Nice.
and I got Curse Prod given to me.
Oh.
Prod, I heard is top tier when it comes to campaign.
Yeah, top tier. Also, it's the campaign if you want to give your players trust issues. From what I've heard, like it's rough. It's rough. Like there's a lot of character death. From what I understand.
That was supposed to happen with.
I mean, Tomb of Annihilation is like it is described as a meat grinder. It's like it is unusual to end with the character you started with. So like,
Jacoby was the first one to make it out.
only
Yeah.
one.
You're the
Yeah,
only one
no
to
one
make it out. Yeah.
That's right.
He's probably hanging out with his clan, hunting and stuff.
It's like I don't remember those guys at all.
Yeah.
It's like that
Those
Mad
losers?
Men meme where it's like, I feel sorry for you. I don't think about you at all. Like,
Guys, I wanted to show you. I totally forgot to mention it. I built a box around my TV. It's legit. I changed this.
do it.
Look at this. This is like
Whoa.
trim that I cut and painted and everything, and it goes around that screen. That's my official tabletop now. It's finished.
Wow!
That's
Wow!
awesome.
I'm very happy with how it turned out. An absolute hit.
Now we just gotta figure out how to make holograms so it can be 3-dimensional and
No,
Oh,
that
boy.
is Star Wars. Awesome.
They can. You need a projector and a fog machine, and you can get holograms.
I'm confident in giving directions / like a list of construction materials. So low skill.
Awesome.
It looks epic. So
Very
if you
cool.
ever wanted one for your own games, you should do it.
Well, I have a small dining room that is like mostly enclosed in this house, and I mean, you guys know me. I'm not big on dinner parties, so I'm thinking it's gonna become the D&D room. And I'm just gonna line it with bookcases and get a poker table.
Nice.
I like it. That's a good one.
It'll double as the poker room.
Where's Duncan at?
Everyone's gonna eat in there anyways, so it might as well be. Yeah.
He's right there. Here,
He's
Duncan.
blending in with the
Come here.
Yeah, he's very well camouflaged.
There he is.
Yeah.
Such a shadow.
The love
Bob
moves.
Yeah, he's pretty dark.
He is dark.
I think Duncan is kind of what I had in mind when I created Warg.
Yeah.
That I had. Yeah.
In Star Wars that we did not use as much as we should have.
No, definitely forgot.
I was, yeah, and like I'll be honest with you, the few times I remembered, I was like, I don't want to run another NPC, so if Dan's good with just not playing him, then I'm gonna let it lie.
That was never a problem.
Cool. Well, oh hey, I didn't see any other
Tokens?
anybody else jump in, so I wanted to get opinions for everybody. It sounds like Dan is ready to proceed with Waterdeep whenever we are. I'm happy to keep DMing if this is everyone's having a good time and everybody wants to continue. If everybody wants to transition to the campaign that we all planned on playing, I also fully understand and am excited to play. So it sounds like me and Dan both are good with whatever you guys want to do. So I know Liz had expressed some interest in playing Waterdeep and switching to Waterdeep. How's everybody feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm up
I'd be
for
good either way.
Okay. And like
I
we can
think-
keep this as like a backup, like if Dan's, not feeling it or needs another week to prep, instead of skipping, we can like pop over to the sphere.
Mhm. The only other option
sure.
would be like, is there a way that we could bring this in? I mean, I feel like we just started, so it'd be kind of hard to bring it in for a landing anytime soon. So,
Yeah.
like if we could bring it in for a landing soon, then I'd go for that. But I figure that's probably not realistic.
Yeah, it would probably be more realistic to restart it another time.
Yeah. Okay,
Uh,
I think that's probably the move then. Let's put this
Okay.
on hold and
okay.
do water.
Well,
I think we're kind of in
then-
like close to a good spot for that to work out too, because like we're kind of in a transitionary phase. Like before we get too far, we get a little taste of this and be like, would it be that hard to remember?
Yeah, I was actually like, what I had planned for this episode was a lot of RP of you guys basically exploring this floating city and exploring like the capital of the Federation and the Ranger and like kind of getting the lay of the land for the Rangers in general. Also, it was my opportunity to introduce like characters from the other factions, so you can kind of get a vibe check on them. So we can totally do that, and then I actually had planned on, like, we've never really played with structured downtime, but one of the old school things that like, or older versions of D&D, and they say some people still do it in 5th edition, although I should say some people say they do it in 5th edition. I haven't actually seen anybody do it, but it's where you effectively say, okay, the next 3 or 4 weeks or 6 months or a year is going to pass, and then you guys just kind of narrate what you've done for that time. It's a good time to be like, okay, well, I want to learn a language. Like I see the benefit of learning another language. I'm going to take that time to do that, or I want to develop a tool proficiency, or I want to spend my time researching X, Y, and Z. So like it's an opportunity to kind of like take some time to shore up your character, or like prep for your character's goals, that kind of thing. It's also a good way to like explain if you guys want a multi-class, and it's like, why, like how would the warlock suddenly become a monk? You know what I mean? Like how do you get that level in monk? I was at the monastery for like 6 months. I got the basics. I'm level 1, like yeah, that kind of thing. So I was gonna do that at the end of the session anyways, so that would be a good stopping point.
I like that.
Yeah,
Great.
because like you guys do have to do like some training. They asked for like recruits for a reason.
Sounds like a free level up to me.
I mean, basically, yeah. Yeah, you guys are going to be level 4 next session, so yes. I'm not going to actually make you work for it this time.
Good, because I was very concerned that Catherion was going to have to turn into a murder hobo. He's entirely way too weak right now.
Hey, listen, you guys could turn this into a combat campaign. I'll never rule that out. Like, I'll never rule out you guys starting a fight. It could happen. It could for sure happen.
No. She's been specifically told not to start fights in this scenario. So, like...
I mean, listen, I realize that in this case, your character absolutely would be trying to do that. I just don't know if you as a player can pull that off.
I'm not going to actually get us into some stuff, but...
Okay. I'll believe it when I see it.
But I don't know what she's going to do. So. I can't make promises.
Okay.
Gotta throw a punch at the bitches from the other country.
Exactly.
I mean, like, you will see the recruits from the Zur bopping around.
I know.
Who wants to give us a kind of recap of what happened last session?
Aaron?
Yeah, I feel like I actually did take notes last time.
Jake is volunteering others.
Yeah, no, that's... Thank you for waiting for the week that I actually took notes, Jake. Really, thanks. That was fantastic timing. We were fighting those frog monster things, and we were getting pretty wrecked. Then the sailing ship with no sails, full of elves, showed up, and as I say here, it murked the froggy boys. These archer elves totally rescue us in their sailing ships. Our bacon is saved. They have some ear-talking tech. All the elves are very professional. Captain O'Captain comes up and talks to us, asks us what we saw and tells us not to drink the damn water. Says something about the abyss. My notes are special, you guys. Got on the pollen on the wind. Go chase down some fleeing goblins. The guys we're with have some mad cool technology. They're from the Christorum Republic.
Yes.
We're heading to the Yep. Heading to the capital of the Federation, which is a floating city above Kimbrel Lake. Ship belongs to the Shadow Petal Enclave. They're reclusive, outside of their obligations to the crown. And the guys we're with are pretty elite. They're not like your run-of-the-mill dudes. They look pretty badass. Oh yeah, we get to a floating city. It's called Unity, shared by all the polities, and it was found, not built, which I found noteworthy because I took a note on it. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. At the end, it said nobody here is worried about danger. We see some gray on gray with copper embellishment Zur. So that's what I wrote down.
Okay. Just to season that up a little bit. Yes, you guys did. I don't think you actually interacted with them, but you did see several soldiers from the Christorum Republic, and they appeared to just have the coolest gear. Like they could all fly, and they had some sort of cool crossbow weapon, and like they were all in like really fancy dope armor. Yeah, they were like they were very clearly, you know, the America to your guys' struggling Eastern Bloc. And yeah, aside from that, again, you got a little bit of exposure to the reclusive Wood Elf faction. And actually, you said their name, and I already forgot it, but I'm positive I wrote it down.
Oh, is it the
The
pedal
Something
dudes?
Enclave.
Yes, the Shadow Pedal Enclave.
Yeah.
Yep.
You also got a little bit of an introduction to, or you at least got to meet probably for the first time, a dwarf who is the one who's been kind of giving you a tour. And you also saw a dragonborn, a rather large bipedal dragonoid-looking person. You're aware of them. You probably haven't had your kingdom has not had very many interactions. They're a little not reclusive, but they don't interact with people with other groups outside of necessity, and they're probably the farthest away from you guys than anybody. Probably further away from you guys than anybody else. However, one of them was the one giving the Zur their tour. You were both groups were escorted to different sections of the dormitory. You were all kind of shown to a single kind of dorm style like living area where there was like, you know, maybe a couple of separate bedrooms or a couple of separate rooms for like, you know, 2 or 3 people each, and then like a very small shared common room that is going to be your quarters for your stay, for like your time here in the city. Or at least you have the option if some of you rich folk want to go get your own fancy place somewhere else in the city, you're welcome to do that. You're not required to stay there. But that is your quarters that you can use.
I'm good to go.
You're good to go. Yeah. You're used to like military bunking. This is great for you. You're just like, oh, hey, I don't have to share it with 50 other dudes. This is awesome.
This is awesome.
Only 3 people farting in one room. That's so much better.
Anybody? Like Anchor does, as a Warforged, does have kind of a weird bedtime ritual. He doesn't actually fall asleep. He just kind of like looks around and then he just hunkers down and like powers off. Maybe it's disturbing to you. Maybe it's unsettling. It's up to you.
I just poke Anchor.
He immediately like defends against you, even if he's off.
Yeah, like, can't you like still sort of keep watch when you're in shutdown mode?
Yeah, he never turns off. I'm looking for it.
You
Sentry's
just like go
rest.
to low power. Yeah.
So it reads, when you take a long rest, you must spend at least 6 hours in an inactive, motionless state, rather than sleeping. In this state, you appear inert, but it doesn't render you unconscious, and you can see and hear as normal.
Yeah.
Well, I see you coming every single time.
Unless you come from behind, he can't move his head. Then you just.
That's why I put my back to the wall.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I like sit in front of the front door. I'm just like defending.
All right. Well, I would say it's been a long day. You guys had a pretty serious fight, and then a fair amount of travel. It's definitely getting towards end of the day time. your guide here is gonna show you guys to the canteen, the cafeteria, where you can get free food. One of the perks. It's kind of like one of the situations like, good news, bad news. The food's not great. Good news is there's lots of it. You know, like situations. Again, those of you used to spending time in the military are gonna be very pleased with this. Those of you used to growing up with servants or like home cooked meals, probably a little less enthused. So you know, just
I don't know.
kinda...
Like, I feel like she's come to like peace with it. Like, spent enough time.
Yeah, I'm just like, just to give you like I said, just kind of give you guys perspective. Those of you who are used to similar military style accommodations, this is a step up. Those of you who are not used to military accommodations, this is a more gentle step down.
I was expecting a little bit better on the food end, especially like not in the field, you know. But it needs to be a lot, I guess.
You know what? Give me a perception check.
I'm gonna have to get to know a cook.
I mean, that never hurts.
Is
For
there
sure.
any seafood?
Oh no.
Yeah, man. It's just, it is what it is. You're a little disappointing, but you know. You know, like there's also like you guys, like just flying into the docks, you could see multiple taverns. Like, there's
That
this is
makes
a
sense.
huge city. Like you can, like, if you don't want to eat here, you don't have to eat here. It's just there and free. You asked about seafood. Yes.
Is there seafood?
Being on a lake, and that lake being connected to a major terrain defining river that goes to the nearest sea, there's a lot of seafood and like freshwater fish and things like that. It's featured rather heavily, in addition to a variety of, you know, other things. And like, it's clear that they are at least making an equitable attempt to represent food from like all of the different peoples. Like, it's not a great showing, but there's clearly nobody, like, it's not like this is all human food with like an elf option. Like, it's not like that. It's like everybody, like, nobody's happy but nobody's miserable, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, there's a little something here for everybody. Mostly if like you don't like, you know, like if you're not an omnivore that eats everything, you're probably, you know, gonna have limited options.
Oh, look. Fish and clams. That makes me sad. I collect the clam shells.
Hey, in the group, is there anybody going out to eat? Or is everyone wanting to like eat here?
Let's eat it here.
I think this is our only option.
No, you are welcome.
No, you
to,
can go
like,
out and eat. Yeah.
Yeah, your guide. Sorry, I would say your guide made it very clear. Like, he's ending the tour here. You're welcome to explore. You're welcome to go out on the town. Somebody, probably not him, will meet you in the morning to continue the tour. But you guys get the opportunity to either kind of interact with people here, or if you want to go exploring, go check out the local culture. You absolutely can. I think one of you rolled particularly well and has a very solid mental map of how to get like to and from this place. The rest of you were really lost. Yeah, the rest of you are real lost.
Yeah. But is anyone going out to eat?
No.
I'll
my
go
guy
with you if you need company.
Yeah, I kind of want to at least get a drink.
Okay. No.
Yes.
I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna show solidarity at least for like the first little bit. So like essentially, I'm gonna kiss like butt here. So like I don't want to look like an elitist, but if I like, how much is a burger? Like what? Like 3 silver pieces? Like, can you bring me back some food?
You are definitely showing your noble background.
No, I'm not. See, that's the thing. So, I can't. My team knows. Okay, I'm not holding airs amongst y'all. Hush. I can't let the other people know that like I'm not an elitist, but like the first night, this is my. Anyways, can you give me like a burger?
We could go to the store and get you some like seasonings, if that would help.
Well, we can bring you back a burger.
Exactly what
Anchor, Anchor,
Yes.
you got a burger chamber, right, Anchor?
I could carry a burger or two.
I mean, did somebody have hands for that? I don't. Anyway,
At
well,
least,
let me know.
at least one of you has a bag of holding, possibly two. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure 2 of us do. Yeah.
I'm like patting on my son, like, yeah, this is my bag of holding right here.
I kind of picked that.
But
I kind of picked that before I realized Liz already had one.
No, it's good. It's good.
And I'll give you mine. That's fine. Can anyone give me a burger?
Yeah, we'll get you a burger.
All right. Well, I'll give you 3 silver pieces.
Literally
That's
all
Jimmy,
of
right?
you.
Or it's like definitely a 1 gold piece town. It's just what that is. Okay. Well.
No, everybody here, everybody besides you would know that if the burger costs 3 silver, everybody else is fucked. Like,
Okay. I don't. Even Liz doesn't know actual money. I don't know. Like a
okay,
copper
so
piece.
for reference,
I know there's a thing.
a skilled tradesman, such as a blacksmith or a carpenter, skilled labor that takes years to acquire the skill, makes about 2 silver a day.
Okay, I thought it was like 1 gold a day.
No.
I think
Okay.
like the way I normally run it, and correct me if this is not what you're doing, Zach, but like a gold is like a $100 bill, or maybe even 1,000. Like it kind of depends on how you run it.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Like if something costs gold, it's probably it's either something that is not obtainable by like most commoners, or something that they would have to that would represent a substantial asset. So like if your sword costs 50 gold, like yes, there absolutely are commoners who own swords. They were almost certainly given to them during like military service, or
And they're
like
not
it's
worth
been
50
passed down
gold.
through their family or something like that. But like yeah, like
Where
golds are worth a
is-
lot of money. Like most of like your normal daily expenses are probably going to be handled in copper. So giving them 3 silver is a very, very, very safe bet. That's like, I just want a burger, here's a 50. You know what I mean? Like it's like, okay.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
So
Well, then in her naivete, will a silver do? A silver should do, right?
No, I
And
think
just
so.
give it.
Yes.
No, we don't know for sure until we get out there, but yeah, that's probably good.
I mean, all
It'd
you guys
be
have never
fine.
been here before, so
If you're able to, and if you're cool with it,
It's
I
an
obviously I
expensive
get you
city, I
back
think.
when you get back. You know what I mean? Like I can make it even.
we'll
Yeah.
bring you a receipt, like
Thank
normal
you.
people, because I hear that's what normal people do.
What is
I
receipt?
guess.
What is a receipt?
What?
insight check. Everybody who asks what a receipt is, insight check.
Oh,
Against who? Me? Against what?
I don't know.
Like
They
they
had
have
receipt of
natural-
sales back in
I'm
the Dark
sorry.
Ages.
I got a dirty 20.
No, it's
Ethereon,
just
you've
that like
never
I
heard
just
of
run
this
it past
receipt.
my father. Like I don't know. You mean like receipt?
The
Do you
credit
mean
card.
like a title to something? speaking of like, massive assets, like, is that like a title and registration? Like, I get a 10, so I really probably don't. Anyways, you know what? Bring one back. I'm curious. For science.
All right.
I gotta go eat mush now.
Are we saying
Bye-bye.
my dirty 20 means I
And I
know
walk off.
I know what it is and I'm being a dork?
I would say most of you would like there. It's not a super common practice. Most people don't regularly do things like that would require an expensive documentation of purchase. Like it's not a common thing. But like you probably they exist. Like
I'm very curious now. I'm gonna
Parchment
have to
with
see
writing
this.
on it.
Are you telling me that everybody else knows what a anyways, I need to see it when you get back. Yes, please bring me my receipt. I must know.
I love it. I love it so much.
It might cost money to print a receipt.
Because I really like, and she's also getting worried now, like, does everyone know? Like, am I stupid?
Oh no. Now I feel bad.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not, like, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know I feel that way.
We bring
You're just
change.
playing it well.
It takes
Yeah,
silver,
yeah.
get you
First
burger,
science.
bring back change.
It will be fine.
Okay, why we sit talk here?
Because-
Let's go out in city. I want to see the streets.
I want to see how much a burger costs.
Okay.
Using
With
this
so
word.
is anybody besides Catherion staying back?
Got my boy Jacoby with me.
Texas staying back and
You
eating
need to
the.
change this thing on the thing.
Yeah, I know.
Can we keep it text for a while?
Yeah, your text for the rest of this day.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Jake.
sure,
I
the rest
can
of the
read
day.
Jacoby on your screen, so if I change it to text,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
my brain will learn.
Maybe.
I'm just gonna call you Tex every time I see you from now on. Real life.
Maybe.
Okay.
That's your new name, Jake.
What's
Okay.
up, Tex?
All right, Tex, you dive into what is pretty good food. The mashed potatoes aren't too runny like they normally are, and the meat isn't boiled to the point of having no flavor. Like this is pretty decent fare. Like this is this is pretty good. Like like almost my own room. Food that's cooked all the way every time. Like this is up. This is good. This is good stuff.
No food poisoning. That's a plus.
Right. Yeah. I did know a guy who was on a Navy ship for a while. He was in the Navy, and he said that like it was a 50-50 shot if your chicken was medium rare.
Ooh.
Oh,
I bet it
I'm
depends
so
on the
Fish
glad.
ship.
too?
I'm so glad. I was
That's
so
so
close to
bad.
joining the Navy. I'm so glad I didn't.
I mean,
I bet it
I
depends
also,
on like what ship you're on, though.
oh, 100%.
Like the chef
Uh,
on that ship, because I know some of them take it very seriously.
Yeah. Some of them don't care at all, and know they
My
can't get
brother-in-law
fired.
thinks the Navy gave him Crohn's.
Probably did.
Anyway,
I also
sorry.
know, anyways, all right.
That's
Tex
good.
and Catherion staying back to get the lay of the land, maybe kind of interact
Rub
with
some elbows.
rub some elbows with the other people here. Anchor, Sven, and Perk. Oh man, that's so close. Perk, Sven, and Anchor are venturing into town. We're splitting the party. Never a bad decision.
What in the city?
Anchor, go ahead and give me. Go ahead and give me a survival yeah. Go ahead and give me a survival check with advantage. It's low DC, considering you have a map.
With advantage and low DC, yay.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have a map, Zach.
Basically, if you roll, sorry, Anchor.
Nat 20.
Yeah. Your literally
23.
steel trap of a mind. Is just like you're just like GPS, like left, right, up, 3 steps down, forward, just like in your head, back out to like the nearest exit. You flawlessly lead the party out and off base. And for the first time not being kind of hustled about, you guys get a look at the city that is Unity. It's very different than even the capital city of your kingdom. Obviously, anybody who wants to interact with people in power flock here. They have limited amount of space, so you can see that like they both up and down into like the substructure of this whatever this city is on. You haven't really been able to determine that yet, but like they also build up. So most of the buildings around you are at least 4 or 5 stories, which is pretty unusual in your guys' experience. Sven, less so for you. This is a little more like what you're used to. Definitely the most metropolitan area you guys have seen. You see people of, from all different backgrounds, even ancestries that aren't like fully represented as members. This is a very, very metropolitan area. The fashion does not seem to be coherent at all. It's just a riot of colors and styles and and like fabrics. It's very, very chaotic. This city is very chaotic. You see almost no carts, like wagon drawn carts. You see hand carts, people running around with hand carts, and you do see some of the smaller races on mounts, but you don't see large mounts very often. Somebody, let's just get a group perception check, and everybody do a perception check, and let me know what kind of you're specifically looking for, or like what you think would stand out to you in this place.
I don't think I'm gonna notice anything. I got a natural 1.
What were you hoping to notice?
Honestly, I don't know what Sven's looking for, but I was curious if there was anyone who was exotic from like a desert culture. I find that interesting.
There is so many people from so many that look so different. It would be hard to say. You don't see anybody like wearing what you would typically consider to be like desert. Like nobody's running around in a still suit, right? Outside of that, like it too hard to say. Like you definitely see, like you see a few more. I just lost the name of an entire people. Dragonborn. You definitely see like a few more Dragonborn and some like other groups that like, and that look like they might be like at least well suited to the desert. Like you definitely see like some like dark skinned elves and like stuff like that, but like nothing that screams like, nobody's rolling around in like a turban and like those dress things that they wear to keep themselves cool. Like, nobody's wearing like very obvious desert garb. Anchor, what'd you get?
I rolled a 19.
Okay, and what are you kind of scoping out?
2 things. Based on the very limited conversations we've had as a group, I'm looking for a, probably just a spice shop, like something to get stuff for Catherion to make her
Okay.
food taste better.
Okay, very,
Ooh,
very.
I'm gonna say three things. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for a burger joint. And then beyond that, I would say I'm looking for flowers.
Flowers, interesting. And you said you got a 19?
Yeah.
Okay. In order of how prevalent they are, you are walking out the one of the main entrances to the Rangers, and like every military base ever, directly outside the gates is basically any way that a soldier could be parted from their money. It's right here. So there's like taverns on opposite corners of the street from each other. Like there's shops, there's like like advertisements catering to like anything that a soldier might either want, need, or be like able to be tricked into pissing away some money on.
Didn't even know they wanted.
Right, exactly. Like definitely people willing to float you a massive loan for a bad horse. So, I spent my
Bunch
whole
of
signing
hobby
bonus
shops.
on this Mustang. Like, also, like for how metropolitan and like constructed out of stone and metal and like clay tile as this place is, there's a surprising amount of greenery. Most buildings have some level of balconies or walkways, sometimes walkways connecting buildings. That's not entirely unheard of. Those are usually made out of wood, but most free surfaces have plants growing on them, and it's not uncommon for like other buildings to have viney plants planted at the base that grow up the buildings to add color, and just some of them are very clearly like fruit producing. There's definitely a surprising amount of green space for this area that's in. There isn't even like a park or anything nearby. There's a lot of integrated plant life into this building. And then you were looking for a spice shop. It doesn't look like there's one in the area, but there definitely is like a general goods store down the road that like if they don't have spices, they'll at least be able to point you in the right direction.
I don't need to play that out. I just clock it in my mind, and I'll do that on my own time.
Cool. Perk, what are you looking for, and what'd you roll?
I rolled an 11, and I'm also looking for a burger place. Funny enough, but I think more importantly than that, I'm just keeping an eye, on the side, out of the side of my eye for one of those. I am really trying to clock the ratio of Zur to friendlies. I understand what our mission is here, but even so, I don't like those guys. So I'm trying to, now that I've seen some of them, I'm trying to figure out, are we like seriously outnumbered here? Is it kind of even? Do I even see any of them? Like, I know this is a huge place with a ton of different types of people, but I'm trying to figure out what the Zur presence is.
So far, the only obvious Zur that you have seen were the other recruits. Go ahead and give me a history or insight check, your choice.
Okay.
And it's just whether or not you would have picked up some knowledge of the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go with that one. Solid 9.
Solid 9. Well, you know that you guys are the first people from your kingdom to like be here for more than like meetings and like specific business. So like it's safe to assume that like the Zur are about equal with you in standing. So unless they're doing something particularly shifty or like are heavily invested, like, or have been heavily investing in like building political alliances within the Federation, it's unlikely that there's very many of them around.
Okay.
And you certainly don't see any. As far as a burger, unlike Anchor, I'm going to let you actually determine this. Do Ensouled have a sense of smell?
No.
Okay. So, unlike Anchor, instead of seeing all of the different taverns, you smell them. Like you smell a cacophony of different foods being cooked. You know, and like the wind changes and it goes from like, you know, smoking meats to like buttered popcorn, like and or like breakfast food, like eggs and bacon cooking. So you're pretty confident that at almost any of these taverns, you could get yourself a nice hot meat sandwich, somewhere.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, what are you guys gonna do? Do you want to explore? Do you want to jump right into a tavern? What are you thinking?
I mean, I do want to get a drink at a tavern as we get the burger. So I'm kind of
Okay.
nudging the group in that direction, but I'm willing to hear them out. But I'm antsy.
Tavern sells burgers.
Yeah, I would think probably.
Reasonably safe bet.
I'm gonna follow my nose on this one for sure. Like,
I'm very passive and just follow you.
all right, come on, Anchor. Come on.
All right, you guys follow Perk's nose to a very lively, bustling, like compared to the places that like are in your hometown, pretty ritzy. Like this has glass paned windows, which you know to be very expensive. Not unheard of, but just very expensive for a public house. And there seems to be a lot of room. Place is probably, 80% full. You're definitely not the only rangers here. Or like rangers, yeah. You can see through the window and see like the familiar cloak and pin of like other rangers here. So like this is probably a decent spot if you're fellows. And as you guys head inside to get seated, we're going to jump back to our other group, Tex and Catherion. You guys are in the cafeteria. There's food, serving trays, some hired help. What do you guys just gonna get food? Jump in line? What do you
Jump in line. Jump in line.
Oh, jump in line
to
for
get
sure.
food. Okay. Both of you guys give me a perception check. Just and
So what's my
let me know
perception?
what you're looking for. Your perception is a +3.
Okay.
One moment.
The 16.
16 is pretty good. What are you trying to scope out?
The food situation.
The food situation. There's a lot of it, and it looks like pretty decent fare. There's a variety of different like toasted breads and like root vegetables that have been steamed and like boiled meat, like kind of pot roasty stuff. Potatoes. Yeah, hearty fare. Smells pretty decent. Definitely you have paid for and eaten worse meals. So, definitely like it's not bad. It's not bad. There's lots of it, and no, you don't see anybody going into pocket for this. It's all free. You don't see any issues with going back for seconds or anything. So, yeah, it's the food situation is good from Texas standpoint.
Yum! I love it.
And you are able to stack up as much food on your heaping plate as you want. Catherion,
Yeah,
what did you roll?
a 13.
A 13. And what are you looking for?
I'm looking for like where would be like I think like I'm trying to think. Liz is trying to think like a good place to sit. So like maybe the other wood elves we came in with, you know.
Okay, so you're
planning
Yeah.
specifically
Who would be like what's the best spot in the lunchroom? You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay, lunchroom politics, great.
Right.
You see that one, you don't actually see anybody here wearing like the ranger cloak and pin.
Oh, good.
They're all a little. They're all kind of on the younger side of things, in around your guys' age, and they are definitely grouped up by ethnicity, by ancestry, if not by faction. So like you see like a group of elves sitting together, a group of dwarves sitting together. Now whether those dwarves are from like all from the same hold or different holds or what, you don't know. Just like you don't know if the elves are all from the same faction or one of the others. But they definitely seem to like people kind of seem to be sticking to their own for the most part. What did you roll? You rolled a 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Hey, Tex and I are both half elves, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
good.
Tex, you're Tex is a wood elf.
Even better.
He's a full elf.
I think I'm gonna go try and like sit next to like the other wood elf, or like actually go. I know I'm gonna go and be like, hey, do y'all mind if we find a spot with y'all? Anyone taking these? Yeah.
Give me
No.
Tex, are you going with?
Yes, I'm going with.
I'm
Alright,
gonna
go
try and get
ahead
better at
and-
playing nobles.
Give me a persuasion check. And Tex, if
Yeah.
you want, you can provide the help action to give advantage.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
So the 3, right, Zach? The plus
She's
Yes!
gonna roll 2 die.
what?
Nat
Me?
20 for a 25.
Can I roll this, Zach?
No,
No,
but
Jake, you don't have to
helped
roll
me,
anything.
You helped me roll 2 dice.
Yep.
So now we got that 25.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, so you and Tex kind of see this group of elves sitting, kind of not like fully off to themselves, but like definitely like kind of in a group. You manage to walk over there and kind of introduce yourself and can we sit here? And they kind of like pause for a second. They're like, yeah, sure. Yeah, and they kind of look at you kind of expectantly, like like maybe you might introduce yourself or explain why you're sitting with them.
Can I explain?
Which, yeah. I would say
Go
one
ahead.
of us does. Yeah.
So do you want to introduce yourself or
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, I want to introduce myself.
Okay, how are you introducing yourself?
My name is Tex. I'm a wood elf.
Hi, my name is Zach. I'm white.
Oh no!
What's that say, Liz?
Are
Tell
you
me what you're
sure?
good at, Tex. Tell me what you're good at.
I'm good at archery.
Yeah. My boy's wicked bad at, he's a wicked good sniper.
Interesting. I mean, that's
Hopefully we'll be able to do
all
it.
know. the bow is definitely one of the superior weapons out there. Good to see others bringing. I'm sorry, you're not from the Enclave, correct?
No. Am I that?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're from the Ragadress Kingdom.
Should I say that I'm from the Ragged Kingdom?
Yes.
I'll say that.
Okay. Oh. The ones.
New
Ones that-
initiates
Yeah, new guys.
to the
New guys.
council. Yes,
yes,
honored
yes.
to be there.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Excellent. Interesting. Didn't realize that was happening now. Isn't there... Aren't you guys... Don't you have, like, there's another group of you guys? Isn't there, like, two?
It was an interesting compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of the Zur. I'm sure you've heard of the situation.
No, not really. Are you guys the elves, or are they the elves? I know that one of them was elves.
On aggregate, the Zur are the elves. Yes.
Okay.
In a nutshell,
Right.
But right. They're cool. They're obviously a formidable power.
Okay.
But yeah,
Interesting. You're definitely picking up on the fact that the at least these people from the Shadow Petal Enclave are not the most in touch with the goings on and politics of the region.
right. And that was not. I was. She's very much unaware to have to ask. Have you ever had to explain something that you just find so innate, and you're like, "Ooh, now that I have to explain it, I don't know how to talk about those." Those people. But yeah, I didn't think I'd ever have to explain this.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Welcome. I guess. Good to. Always good to see a fellow archer. You say you're quite good with the bow.
Yes, I am quite good with the bow.
Fascinating. Well, we are all obviously recruits. We're from the Shadow Petal Enclave.
Didn't they do didn't they do shipping stuff or something? I feel like my family might know. Anyways, go ahead.
Your family would definitely know of the Shadow Petal Enclave.
That's right. I was reminded by my notes. You're good. Sorry.
Even if you guys don't directly trade with them, you would at least know of them. They are one of your closer neighbors. Comparatively, sort of.
And I obviously introduced myself with full title. It's semi-full title. Just enough to jog their memory.
One of them actually looks at you rather confused and says, forgive me, I'm not the most familiar with human governance. Are you the ruler?
Adjacent. Ruler adjacent.
Oh, well.
So, our king has
welcome.
power. My father's a dear friend of his. Obviously, when it comes down to it, there can't be too many cooks in the kitchen. So we defer to one, but
Fascinating.
we're also familiar. Yeah.
Strange, but fascinating. I mean,
And I've
for
often
you.
thought the same of yours. The fact that beings can come together and just choose leaders so willingly, I would fear what chaos it would hold in our kingdom.
Yeah, it seems to work quite well. To be honest, I think it helps that we're all pretty long-lived, and so
Yes,
think
we have
that,
such bleeding lives. I have descendants that are elves. So,
well, fascinating. Well, I guess, is this your first time here at Unity?
it is.
Well, welcome. Good to see, fellow recruits, and you guys continue to have some general banter, and if you want, we can flash back, and you guys can ask any specific questions that you want to ask, or kind of what.
Tex has one question. So,
Okay.
how do you join
How you join what?
the
The Rangers?
Good
Yeah.
question, Tex. What's that gonna be like?
Well,
It's our admissions process. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that is a good question, and we will get back to that in our next
What's the
cutscene.
point of the campaign? What is the point of us
back
being
to-
here? What is
Back to the tavern crew. As I obviously play for time. Back to the tavern crew. As you guys walk into this tavern, you can see it's very active. Nothing too crazy, but lots of people talking, eating, drinking, having a good time. Definitely a couple of card games, maybe a dice game in the corner. It's your pretty it's pretty average or pretty common, decent scale, like decent quality tavern, in a busy place. It's hopping. This would definitely be a hopping spot back home. You do get the impression that this is very normal for this place, and unlike most other places that you have been to, where they just kind of have a couple of food options that they have selected for the night, and you can either get them or not, this place appears to cook food to order, which is generally reserved for restaurants, which are much more expensive and a lot fancier than what than the taverns that you're used to. So definitely a little different. You do see a wide variety of people. Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm gonna look around and see who you order for. How's the order situation? Do you go up to the bar to order? Are there people coming around to each table?
Yeah, you go up to the bar and they'll take your order, get you your first drinks, and then you find a place to sit, and one of the serving staff will come around and fill you up and bring you your food and that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, first thing I'm gonna look to my compatriots and be like, "Hey, let's grab a table," and then go up to order. What do you guys think?
I've heard of places like this. It's even worse than I thought.
Yeah. How are people looking at old? I mean, I guess they probably see weirder things, but
old Ironsides over there?
yeah. What's the reaction to Anchor?
Definitely some curiosity. Actually, you know what? Somebody give me a perception check. One person. I don't care.
I'm doing it because I am very curious.
Okay.
16.
16. Okay. Most people are kind of polite curiosity. Although you do see one person that appears hostile, actually. Appears to not like Anchor or have some issue with him. They haven't said anything, but you can just see they're hard staring for sure.
We're about to get Mos Eisley'd.
Be Greedo, shoot first.
Han shot first. Okay, let's get that straight
Han
right.
shot first.
He did. In the original movies, he shot first. They fixed it, and it was wrong.
It was BS that
Um,
they fixed it.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, just glad we're all on the same page there.
I was thinking more of the guys that start hassling Luke for no apparent reason.
I'm wanted in 4 systems.
Yeah, you'll be dead. Anyways, okay, good information there. So I see this. What does this person look like? Is this what race and all that? What would be?
This is a human, as far
Okay.
as you can tell. They don't appear to have any like super identifying insignia. They definitely appear martial, but no identifying insignia.
Okay.
Who you looking
Well-
at?
Yeah. I feel like telling Anchor's only going to make it worse. So I'm not going to say anything to Anchor. But I am going to have him come with me as we go up to the bar. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on Anchor as and see if his eyes keep following Anchor. Okay. Yeah, it's, I guess everybody can order what they're getting. I am for sure getting whatever looks like the most popular drink is around here, and 1 burger, and seeing how close to 1 silver piece that gets me.
A drink and a burger is 5 copper.
1 silver, you say?
Which is like maybe a little steep from what you're used to, but not not ridiculous or anything. Not like
Nice.
not like trying to order sushi in Vegas.
Yeah.
But yeah. And as far as popular drink, it kind of depends. They seem to have a lot of options. More options than you're used to. Looks like they have multiple types of ale, multiple types of wine, maybe a couple of meads, and then they also have something that you're younger, right?
Yeah, relative.
Like,
I mean,
you're like
yeah.
early 20s,
for an elf. Yeah, I'm
or like
young for an elf.
yeah, like in human years, early 20s.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So like something that you've probably never heard of before, called spirits, and it just says spirits, but it's under the drink section.
So are we drinking
Yeah,
ghosts?
Yeah. Perk is immediately terrified by that, and he's gonna go. He's like, but after seeing that, he was initially feeling adventurous, saw spirits as a drink option, and is immediately going with the most comfortable thing he can think of, which is he's going to ask for a wheat ale, which is what was brewed in his little rural community growing up, and see if they have that.
Absolutely. You get a large, like, earthen mug of pretty decent smelling, like not sour, like still like good. This smells like pretty good ale. And the lady at the front who's like taking orders shouts back to this like cutout window, like diner style window, to what you now see is a humongous half orc in the kitchen. Frank, burger. And he goes, "Quiet down, woman." And is everybody else ordering food as well? I assume.
I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna force Sven to have some of this because Sven, you got to try this, man. This is the best wheat ale I have ever had in my life.
Ooh, yes, let me give it a try.
I will take a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's a bit weak, but it's not bad.
This is definitely some of the better ale you've had recently.
It's blowing my mind. My country bumpkin little face is blown.
Yeah. And just so you're aware, it does come in pints. Should you desire. Anchor, what are you doing, man? I'm assuming you're not eating.
I will take a water, please, and if you can, put some extra salt in there. Thank you.
She kind of looks at you, up and down.
My stare is just like unwavering. Like it's just like no blink. Just yep.
One copper for the salt, I guess. And she like pours a mug of water and like goes back into the kitchen and comes out and it's like,
sorry.
Okay.
Also, one burger to go.
Full shark eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need
already
it
got
right
the burger
now.
covered.
Oh, you already covered it. My
Yeah.
bad. I wasn't listening.
oh,
Some guy across the room staring at me. It took my attention.
okay, yeah. So is that just the one burger? Anybody else? You there? And like she points at you, Sven. What can I get you?
Spiciest food you have.
You see a little smile. Oh, the spiciest food we have?
Where I come from, food's so spicy you can't even taste it.
Oh, we can accommodate. And then she just leaves it. Frank! He does. He sees it. Frank! Chicken, but for a fire elemental!
One chicken sat upon by a flame demon.
Are you gonna order anything to drink?
What do you suggest?
Well, if you like a bit of kick, I recommend the spirits. If you're more of a sweet, our meat is pretty good. You're probably gonna want the spirits to help wash down the pain.
I'll take one of those and a glass of water.
You got it, big guy. And she brings out like a small glass. You're probably familiar with spirits. It's distilled alcohol. It's exactly what you think it is. It's liquor. And like so to the rest of you with your like mugs of ale, Ben has this like little tiny glass of clear liquid and like a big mug of water. And so you guys go and go find your table and if you guys want to if you want to know anything specific, we can do perception checks or we can just keep rolling along.
I just want to make sure we ordered a burger to go, right? Because I don't want Catherion to be mad at us. It'd be bad. Bad.
I should specify that it's to go. Yeah, so that burger, tell little Frankie boy back there that it's going to be to go.
To go. Okay. She like yells something you can't hear back at Frank. This is very clearly their primary means of communication. And a short while later, you get one burger-shaped object wrapped up in like paper, and The other one is a quarter of a chicken, so like a thigh and a leg. And it's like a jerked chicken, and it's been rubbed down with this like very vibrant red powder of some kind before it was cooked, and then there's like a vibrant green powder that's sprinkled on top afterwards. And to the rest of you that are probably not particularly used to spicy foods, you can smell the capsaicin from like across the table. This is and the server goes, who ordered the chicken?
I nod towards Sven.
I mean, I don't like orcish food, but like, good luck, bud. And like sets it down.
I have a fire resistance, so I figured that probably applies to spice.
Oh, you think?
Poison resistance probably would have gotten you there, but yeah. So I'm assuming everybody's just watching Ben take the bite of this chicken.
Basically, yes.
Okay, Sven, give me a Constitution roll.
Okay. Ooh. Forgot I'm dead average. Oh wait, is it a saving throw?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you take your bite, do a saving throw.
21.
This is hot. This is quite hot. This is definitely up there with like stuff from home, for sure.
Good chicken.
Like this is premium Thai food cooked by people that don't speak English. This is that good. Like a lesser man would probably be crying and like have snot running down their nose. But for you, with your palate, like you haven't had a good burn like this in a while, and it's very good. It's very good chicken.
Tiny little chunk of it gets caught in the back of my throat, and I cough, and you see of like blue fire.
Everybody else is kind of like, my eyes. But yeah. Even like you can see like the server goes back and like their heads in the kitchen, like this like large half orc kind of like looks out the door, kind of looks at you, and like goes back in like respect. You got the chef nod. You got the chef nod for sure. While you guys are enjoying this, you hear a little bit of a commotion behind you. It sounds like there's lots of conversation going around you, and like you ever like been in a public place and just like feel the energy change, which is like, and you're like, oh, that's not the same conversation it was 2 seconds ago. And you guys kind of look back, and there is a group of halflings wearing ranger cloaks and a pair of orcs wearing like leather armor, like very clearly worn, very sturdy leather armor. And one of the halflings goes, "Why don't you say that again, you stupid green fuck?" and the orc leans down condescendingly and goes, "How does your king sleep at night with soldiers so small?" He goes, "Your king must be a moron." and like at this point, the halfling just pulls a dagger, points at his face, and goes, "Challenge," and immediately tries to cut his throat. People scoot back against the walls. It's very middle school, like fight. Like this is clearly not like a super uncommon thing to happen, but it is like it's kicking off. And one of the things you notice is the three halflings seem to be working, like they seem to be fighting the orc together. And like working as a unit while the orc is fighting separately, and nobody sees a problem with that. Also, you can see that the halflings are incredibly effective. They are like very acrobatic. You see one of them like boost up the other one. He does like a flip and like tries to stab the guy in the chest. Another one comes up and like kicks him in the knee and then like uses that to like jump off to get higher and tries to stab him. These guys clearly, like, this is not their first knife fight. And they are working very effectively as a unit to slowly whittle this orc down. He's just taking like massive swings with this like basically like a throwing hammer, but like just in his hand. He's clearly trying to like club these little guys, and he just can't quite like pin one down until he eventually like he's bleeding a lot and kind of like goes down to his knees, and the first halfling grabs him by the hair and holds the knife to his mouth and says, "Speak about my king again and I'll cut your tongue out and sell it to your family." And and then they get then they like pound their drinks and leave. Yeah, and those were the ones that had like the ranger cloak and pin. And
those were the halflings?
Those were the halflings, yeah.
The rangers don't seem very nice.
Well, they do seem pretty well trained.
It was very like they made a mockery of that guy. Like that guy clearly thought he was gonna dominate and just got it handed to him just massively. And then like very, very much like Mos Eisley Cantina style, everyone just goes back, like the music picks up again, everybody goes back to what they're doing. They definitely like toss a couple silver to the bartender, like, "Sorry about the mess," and then like leave.
They got short woman energy, man.
And it's like he's like and everything's kind of business as usual. You definitely see that the guy who was side-eyeing Anchor is gone. He's left.
I think I got some blood in my water. Oh, well.
More than just salt in it, doesn't it?
Well, you guys have noticed he hasn't touched it at all since getting it.
Anything else you guys want to like try to interact with locals, or what else are you trying to do here? Besides just get a beer and kind of get lay of the land.
Just real quick, after seeing that whole thing go down, I'm just gonna, find whatever closest table seems open to conversation and just kind of ask them about the Rangers, see what their, what's their reputation. What's the reputation of the Rangers to the locals?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Boo-boo-boo. 11.
You got to buy a couple rounds, so knock off 4 copper. But you buy a few, buy a table drinks, and people start talking. The Rangers have a pretty good reputation. Effective. They're very respected within Unity, and because one, they're the only permanent active fighting force, and 2, they're pretty visible, but they're definitely kind of seen as where the best of the best go, and you kind of get the impression that the Rangers may not be as cohesive as you were kind of led to believe. It was kind of implied to you guys that the Rangers was a giant melting pot where all of the individual representatives of the individual polities kind of come together for a common purpose and set that aside. And it sounds like maybe that's not quite as much the case as you were led to believe. But they are very well respected and thought well of. And nobody thought that particularly brutal display was out of the ordinary, if you wanted. Or at least unwarranted. Nobody thought that was unwarranted.
Okay.
Hopefully the Zur don't get a taste of that, or they might start just, coming after us for no reason at all.
Yeah, we better get to training quick.
Are you saying that to the a nearby group? Let's say you guys there's some dwarves there that you're hanging out with that are
I wouldn't want to reveal that we're going to be in the Rangers.
Okay.
I was act as a curious party. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking just to the group.
Okay. All right.
You fine gentlemen I'm hanging out with. They seem nice, I guess.
1 second. If you're there, the dwarves are definitely going to ask you, Anchor, if you are part of the Emanon Collective.
Am I an Amanomenon? I'm an Emanon? The what?
Don't hurt yourself, kid.
Oh, you joined us!
Are you I'll take this. No, they're a group of Ensouled that kind of live in the mountains. They sometimes trade, often with us, with the dwarven holds, but don't see too many Ensouled outside of the collective.
I have heard of these. No, I've never really spent much time in the mountains at all, actually. I don't know them.
Oh. Well, probably for the best.
Thank you.
They're a little You can give me a perception check on that if you want. if you need to read in more, if you want more information on what means.
Nope, I'm not even really sure what this conversation's about still.
Okay.
I rolled like a 4.
Yeah. It's like, are they like unstable physically? Like, are they wobbly? Like, what? Okay. You're thinking like, oh man, there's a whole group of wobbly and sold out there. That's really odd.
Yeah.
Why would they not fix themselves?
Do they
Like,
need oil? Do they
Right, yeah,
squeal
yeah.
when they walk?
But yeah, like I said, other than that, the Rangers have like I said, pretty good reputation in town. Again, they're very visible. They're the only like standing military that's here. Outside of like the like required like ships that are required to dock here, and like aid in defense, but they're the only like standing force. But yeah, your evening goes by pretty pretty other than the fight uneventfully. Are you doing anything anything else at the tavern? Do you guys want to do anything on your way back, or are you guys kind of calling it?
I mean, I'm ready to go back, but if anybody else has stuff.
Yes, so let's head back.
I weirdly feel like we were supposed to stay on campus being new and all. But I don't know why I feel that way.
Now's a little bit late to be thinking that, but kind of cast these die, so let's roll.
That's a good point. I mean, if you've already taken a sip, you might as well take a dip. And I kind of I would like to just cut off and go on my own.
Just walk off and wander.
I want to find, like, we saw the way to, like, go down to the lake, and I think I just want to go, like, know where those stairs are, you know? I don't want to go down, I just want to know where they're at.
So there's not stairs so much as, like, a column with floating platforms attached to it that go up and down. From the docks down there, and it would just from seeing the places you approach, it would probably be more than it would if you were gonna take the rest of the night to go and like try to find the access down there. It could easily take you till morning. It's a pretty big place. And you guys are still kind of on the outskirts.
Okay.
And that was very much like in the center of the floating structure.
Sure. If I get that sense, could I change my mind and go, like we spoke about, like go look for those spices, just go to that supermarket and ask about spices?
Yeah, absolutely. Rest of the crew, are you guys following Anchor, or are you going to try to make it back on your own? Oh
no, I'm for sure sticking with Anchor. Yeah.
I'd rather stick with
I'm not going to split the split party.
Okay. Yeah. That's good, because it was going to be a very challenging check to navigate your way back on your own.
Completely ditching you guys. I was thinking we were like still pretty close. Like,
you're not particularly far away, but like the city and like the ranger compound is very labyrinthian.
They're like one of those missing people. Like they died only 100 yards away and never knew.
Yeah, sure, why not? All right, yeah, it doesn't like you remember where, like you remember seeing that store. As you leave, the perception check. Everybody, give me a perception check as you leave.
Got a 15.
A second nat 1 for the night. Wow, I'm just rolling trash today. Well,
Do better.
18.
Okay. Anchor, you hear strange muttering coming from an alleyway. Perk, you see that same guy who was side-eyeing Anchor coming out of the alleyway, and he very clearly has some sort of like metal symbol or something that he's holding up and is like speaking in a strange language. What languages do you speak?
I speak Common and Elvish.
A language you don't understand that sounds very weird. He's like very clearly like focused on Anchor and like shaking this like talisman at him and speaking in a foreign language.
Is it Gnomish by chance?
It is not Gnomish. I would say because you both see this coming, before I will give you guys an opportunity to do something before whatever he's doing resolves.
Yeah, I'm for sure clocking in for weapons.
I always knew it would end like this. Just when things were starting to get good.
Like most people here, he seems to be lightly armed. You haven't seen anybody like rolling around with like great swords and stuff like that, like outside the ranger compound. But like most people are carrying some form of weapon. He has like a long dagger of some kind on his hip, but it is on his hip.
Well, if I have time, I'm just gonna yell out, "That's close enough," and like kind of put my hand out.
What's the do we get a better idea of what the metal thing you were saying he's holding is?
It appears to be a talisman of some kind. I guess at that point, being instructed to stop, he like for the first time kind of like picks up on the fact that like Anchor is with several other people, and as you say stop, he does stop, and he kind of like turns and like kind of looks at you. It's like, why do you associate with this abomination?
Man, listen. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
These creatures are evil and immoral. They steal the souls of sapient beings to fuel their mechanical constructed bodies.
I didn't really give them a choice. I kind of followed them out here.
So you're trying to steal their souls. You admit it. I curse you. And he like spits at you and like shakes his talisman at you. And like you pick up on the fact this is very clearly a crazy religious guy. This has gone from dangerous to just weird.
I step in front to like get between both of them. Crazy old coot, get out! Go, get away from here.
He's kind of like hard staring at you, especially being called old. He's definitely younger than you are. But
he doesn't know that I'm a tiefling.
But then he also is now doing the mental math of 3-on-1. It's like, yeah, okay, and it's kind of like does that I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna be a dick about it, yeah, I'm just going that way anyways, and I'm leaving, but on my terms.
Level my quarterstaff and get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah, aside from that little excitement, you guys get to the general store. It appears to have a pretty solid selection of stuff, and they do have some basic spices that are a little more geared towards like spicing up meals on the go for like for expeditions and stuff like that. Like here, add these seasoning packets to your porridge, and it'll not taste the same as it did the last 35 times.
I imagine I get some really cheap packets like you're discussing, but then I also, having watched Sven get really spicy food, I very specifically ask him, and I want to get just the spiciest crap you can get.
He looks at you, kind of looks at your companions. It's like, no offense, man, but I'm guessing you don't eat. Are you do you want spicy, or do you want spicy?
I just nod my head. Don't worry, they tell me they can take it.
He comes back with a glass vial that has a very familiar looking bright green powder. That is definitely the stuff that was sprinkled on top of Sven's chicken. He's like, he's gonna hand it to you, and he's like, as you go to reach for, he's like, be careful.
I feel weird about this, but not that weird.
and he gets, it's like when you're like, oh, I can handle the hostage. He's like, no, this could actually wreck your colon. Go easy, 2 drops, stop. This could actually cause some damage if you go overboard. He hands it to you. You end up spending a silver on spices, and these are, with the exception of the super spicy stuff, these are definitely kind of lower quality spices. But yeah, you and just from conversations, you kind of learn that this seasoning is a orcish seasoning, and it comes from their dungeon. It's featured heavily in a lot of their cultural dishes, because everything is about proving your might, including dinner. But
as we're walking out, done with it, I'm putting them in the bag of holding, and I just kind of say under my breath to myself, it's just I really hope Catherion likes these.
I guess I'd be the only person that would really make sense to step in at this point, but I'm not going to. I feel like Sven would be like, yeah, those are good. And I'm just like, yeah, all right. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah.
I won't let her eat it in front of strangers, but all right, you guys head back. At this point, just based on your previous rolls, Anchor, I'm not even going to make you roll. You manage to pretty expertly navigate the group back to the compound and to your respective, your accommodations. Home team, Tex and Catherion. Aside from kind of chatting up and getting to know the representatives of the Dark Petal Enclave. I swear.
The something petal. Hold on.
Shadow Petal Enclave. One day I'm gonna remember all the names I make up. Not today though. I even have notes. It's just 15
the
pages.
Shadowy petal people.
Yeah, shadowy petal people. Besides kind of kind of getting to know and kind of interacting with the Shadow Petal Enclave recruits. Like just from the conversation, you guys pick up on a couple of things. One, it seems like they're like the Shadow Petal Enclave contributes a large number of people to the Rangers. Also, you now realize that like you are very much in like the cafeteria you're in is specifically for recruits. You don't see any like everybody. It's safe to say that everybody else here is a recruit.
That makes
And
me feel a little better.
you have noticed the absence of the Zur. They are not here.
I'm just gonna tuck that away in my mind palace.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna jump. I'm just gonna file it away.
Is there anything else you want to do while you're here? Any other questions you want answered or information you want to probe?
Tex has one.
Let's hear it.
So, do they know his father?
No, these guys are from. So your father, even though your family are wood elves, you're members of the Regadress Kingdom. And so like you guys, you were born and raised there. Your father, your father is currently living, and like serving as a scout and ranger and like woodsman, for the kingdom. Like he does hunting and is sometimes hired by adventurers or people who are delving the dungeon or loggers who want a little extra protection when they go out to like harvest mundane wood, like that kind of stuff. He's just kind of a general like outdoorsy dude and manages to make a living off his wilderness skills and skill with a bow. Although definitely not as skilled as you. So like, yeah, they definitely don't. They're not going to know your dad. Like you know, it's not inconceivable, but it's like asking. It's like when someone's like, "Oh, you're from Alaska. Do you know Tom?" And it's like maybe, but probably not. like there are only 600,000 of us, but chances are no, I don't know Tom. So what's really frustrating is when like you do know Tom and you're like, I hate it when that happens.
It's always for the wrong reasons.
Right. It's like, yeah. So they wouldn't know. Do you have anything else you wanted to know? Any other questions you wanted to get answered or curiosities?
Where would the swordsman get trained up at? Like, what route do I need to, like, who do I need to get in with? What gyms do I need to go to? Like,
well, we haven't been to the training yard. This is our first night here as well. But the way I understand, there is there's a large training facility where many others, like in any kind of training you're going to be looking for, they're gonna they'll have people that fit your specialty, or you'll be sorted some through some manner. My cousin was in the Rangers, and he indicated that it was there would be ample training. I wouldn't worry about it.
No, I have to know, is archery like a wood elf thing, or is this just a tech thing? Like, is it like a cultural aspect?
Are you asking out loud?
Yeah.
Okay, you have asked a black person if this is a rap thing. That's what you did.
I'm just
Oh, no.
and I have asked that questions before, okay? So, like... Not to people I don't know, but
You mean like people you just met in the cafeteria?
right.
They kind of look at you like, is this one really dumb? Like,
Oh no.
I mean,
I should have known when you said, "Are you asking out loud?" I shouldn't have opened my mouth.
like they definitely look at you like, no. Most, I think everybody has archers of some kind. I
Oh,
don't
obviously. Never mind.
like. I don't. What do you?
I've been told that y'all make particularly good archers, but I've obviously found out to, thank you for educating me.
Oh no, yes, yeah. It is definitely in the Shadow Petal Enclave, definitely one of our preferred
That's what I meant.
means of
I guess
combat.
I
Oh,
just-
okay,
yeah.
okay, that makes more sense. I thought, oh, for a second there, it sounded real kind of
No,
off color
I
there.
just my bad. It's a new place,
Yeah,
I'm trying to get to feel. We're a little backwoods. Like I love my kingdom, but one must admit, like
You know
we're in the
what?
sticks.
Give me a persuasion roll at advantage.
Hold on, let me get my computer back up. Give it back up. I went to sleep.
See if you.
We are a little bit in the sticks. Like we haven't seen the whole world.
You know this fortune. That...
Wait. Ignore that roll. I'm rolling with advantage.
Oh no.
What kind of Chinese are you? Like,
Only a 13.
Are you like you're like the?
Was that with
nectarine
advantage?
or the
Yes.
Mandarin.
Yeah. It was definitely weird, but they seem to be like, willing to like, shake it off. Like, everybody gets one, like. Yeah, okay, that was weird, but let's just move past.
Hopefully, I'm like noticeably like okay, like she understands also that was weird. Like
Yeah.
you can see on my face, like I get it now. I get it. I hear it. Yep. I'm with you.
Absolutely. It is 10 o'clock my time. You guys want to take a tight 5? Hit the
Yes,
bathroom,
please.
grab a drink, whatever you
I
gotta
gotta
do.
pee.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
You can get like people get evicted over it.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
This one lady tried to tell me she was like, it's weed coming from my downstairs neighbor. And like in a professional capacity, I couldn't tell her that I used to be one of those neighbors, and I know for a fact that it's not weed, so she could quit lying to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't an appropriate time to be like, I know you can't bullshit a bullshitter, hon. Already got you.
Game recognized game.
Right. Like I've been there, done this.
Also,
and they took my T-shirt.
outside of like
deposit, so
smelling it when it's burning, smoking weed in your house does not leave like much of it. Like
No.
if you like air it out and you're not like constantly like yeah, if you're not a pot dealer who's constantly smoking weed, then like it's fine. No one's gonna know.
I've entered some houses where it's like, okay, this smells just like never coming out, is it? But for the most part, you're right. Yeah, that's the rare exception.
Yeah. I will say, smoking tobacco indoors is the most luxurious thing ever.
Yeah. Like those little cigar shacks and stuff. Like those,
yeah. When I lived in the trailer, we smoked indoors. We didn't care. It was Shane's trailer. Like it was yeah. And like it's just like, especially in Alaska in the wintertime, like not having to go outside to smoke. It's just like
the height of luxury.
This is yes. It's like I've made it. This is it. This is the peak.
Oh man.
Well, and that one time the 2 times I did crack on accident. Luckily, I actually smoked. Everyone would have found out.
The things that sometimes I hear from Liz.
God. I didn't have to smoke it.
I'm never prepared.
What could prepare you, Dan?
Nothing.
Knowing her a few years longer, maybe.
I wouldn't count on it.
You'll still be surprised.
Yeah.
I must say, you've known me for just almost as long as Zach has. Yeah, for the most part, for as long as Zach has.
Just about, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I remember I met the two of you.
Yup.
Yeah, you met Liz through me, but like shortly after I met Liz.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long how long have you known Jared and Aaron?
I've known Aaron for 29 years.
Yeah, it's about right.
We met the first day of kindergarten. Literally.
Wow.
And I've known Jared. So I met Jared a few times coming down to visit Aaron, but like we didn't really like hang out a ton until I moved down to Washington.
Oh, okay.
So like I had met Jared. I knew Jared for quite a while before I moved down, because you and Aaron have been friends, but pretty much since you both worked at
2015.
Yeah,
so, yeah, coming up on 10 years.
Real close to 10 years now. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is your company name?
Jubilant Hollister Steer.
JHL.
Okay.
I would say JHL, and I was like, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
I thought I drove past your office. I'm working at an apartment complex in the similar neighborhood.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. If you're in Hilliard, that's
Yep.
Yep. It's the fun place.
I remember one time when I was visiting, I dropped you off at work, so I could use your car. And I was just like, this is a really weird place to have a high security medical facility.
It's really funny when the freaking FDA shows up and they're like, "Y'all are in the ghetto? Like, what's going on here, guys?" Like,
Yeah.
we drove past nice parts of Spokane. Like,
We know there are nice parts in this city. Like,
That's not fair. They literally get like the nicest hotel, and then they're like, "Wait, what the hell?
right.
This got
True,
ghetto
true.
real fast."
Yeah.
all right. Well, it sounds like everybody's back, and our tight 5 turned into a loose 13, as it tends to do. So I would say, safe to say, everybody makes it back to their accommodations, and gets to share, just kind of share the knowledge that you guys all gleaned separately.
Turns out wood elves are surprisingly never mind diverse. They're not a monolith. I did not see that coming. So I'm glad I got to see the world.
They're nice. As Tex said, they're nice.
Yeah. Again, and you guys would just know this, unless stated otherwise. Like in the case of the Zur, most groups are at least like accepting of very few groups are like, I say the wood elves, it is predominantly wood elves, but it's not like only wood elves allowed. Like the Zur are definitely that way. Like they like only elves, and specifically like them. Although they are like slightly like, obviously they would prefer elves over humans like to interact with, but like they're incredibly elitist. Most other groups are not that way, and are generally willing to accept people that like conform to their like moral, ethical, and like cultural standards, right? So like if you are down with that wood elf lifestyle of like mostly nature, like living in like tree villages and like that kind of stuff, and you can thrive in that environment, then you're probably going to do fine. You're probably going to be welcome. Like again, they are a little reclusive and they are a little protective of their forest. Well, they're very protective of their forest, but like they're by no means like Tex absolutely 100% could probably join them. For sure, Tex's dad could show up and be like, "Hey, I want to, I want in." And most organizations are like that. Like as long as you can demonstrate value and generally like adhere to their like advertised ethical moral principles and are willing to like culturally adapt or culturally assimilate, then most places are fine with outsiders. It's just a lot less. It's just like less common than the primary ancestry.
Tex wants to join.
Hold up, so let me get this straight.
Oh boy.
You selected by your kingdom for your loyalty now want to jump ship to a different group? Immediately fired. Immediately fired.
Immediately
Roll a new
don't
character.
like
Okay.
you.
Okay.
The rest of your party is like, do we kill him now?
Yes.
He's a turncoat. Like,
I think we just
I already
shut
have
him.
him in a full Nelson.
Yeah.
What do I need to roll?
shun him. Just like, we all just don't speak to him at all. We just pretend like
No,
he's not
I'm-
there.
Unbelievers.
I'm just teasing. I'm not going to join. I'm just
You can definitely cultivate a relationship, develop friendships and partnerships, and work strengthen that bond. That's one of the things you guys are kind of like low key here to do, is start to like feel out who are we compatible with, who should we approach you know, alliance-wise, and kind of like start to make those inroads and connections.
I think I built wonderful.
So,
rapport
Jacoby,
with
you
them.
can absolutely do that.
You
Or
mean
Tex,
tech?
you can absolutely do that.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
you played the same character for 2 years. Okay,
Okay.
let's get this adjustment period. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. All right, so you guys get a chance to kind of debrief each other, give each other a rundown. Catherion, you get your burger and spices.
Yes.
The burger's
want-
cold, but
I
good.
keep the spices.
Oh, you kept the spices. Sorry, I thought you were giving them to her. You could've-
I'm keeping
It
them
Did you
for
put
now.
them on the burger? This
I-
is Liz asking.
I thought
No.
that too.
No, I got them for a different reason. You got a good burger. I'm letting
Okay.
you just enjoy that burger.
All right, you enjoy your burger and know nothing of spices.
Yep.
Mm.
I was saying thank you, Anger.
I would maybe-
I thought you thought I was asking, like I was expecting to cook. I don't know what I would do with spices, so thank you for the burger instead. I mean, like obviously, like I know how to cook, so don't worry, everyone. I do, but like I just don't know where I would cook here.
I haven't told you anything about the spices.
No, I thought you told me before you left you were just gonna go get me spices instead of actual food.
Well,
So thank you for not getting me spices and actual food.
I get you. Yes. No problem.
I'm just gonna butt in here and make sure that
Oh.
I'm getting credit for being the one that ordered the food. I was like, yeah, that was
ordered and paid for.
Yeah,
No, I paid for it, but thank you.
she did pay
ordering.
for it. Yep.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
forgot to get her a receipt.
I hope.
Son of a bitch.
I don't give her a
know.
receipt, but I do
You
give her
do?
the change. I do give her the change. So
Well, there you go. That's
minus my
basically
drink
the same
because
thing.
you know finder's fee.
Minus your drink, yeah, sure.
I would be like, do you want the rest of this? Like, I got plenty.
Of the money?
Yeah.
Weird flex, but okay.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know,
I've
I'm
never
just
said
trying
no
to
to free
roleplay.
money.
I had
Yeah.
someone one time. It's a long story. They bought a tiny something off of me, and they were like, "Look, I know it's ridiculous. My dad just gave me 100, so like, you don't have change. Like, it's fine. Like, no one's gonna have change for this. Just take the 100." And I was like,
Dang.
"Oh, okay."
It's like I am not in a position to turn down free money, so
Right.
At that
And-
point,
and-
you're like, will people take this?
Yeah.
is
Uh,
this real?
What game are you playing at,
And-
Daddy?
And speaking of that, that's when I go and grab the free food. I wanted to get a drink first, but I was always planning on eating the free food that was here.
I was over
um,
opposite.
outside of like normal meal times, there is like it's like a big pot of stew that is
Very good.
like
Tech-
kept
tech-
warm but not like it's kept hot, but it'll just sit there. And like
Constant simmering.
bread in various stages of drying out. So like there's always like some food available, but like outside of meal times, it's a real hit and miss.
Well, I'm definitely just gonna rip up the dry bread and throw it in the wet stew and call it a day.
That's definitely what the other people in the area are doing as well. That's 100% what's going on. That is the expected move. Yes. It's like Irish pub where it's like they do
Yeah.
have stew.
Right.
Quality, you're rolling the dice, but they do have
Yeah.
food.
Do you go by
Um,
yourself, or is this like open? Like, would I like?
You
see
could come with.
The...
I'd let everybody know. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna grab some of the free food. If anybody wants to come with, feel free.
X wants to come.
You off around too, my
Actually,
guy,
the
huh?
cafeteria.
Yes.
I've
Okay.
been following you around all day, so I'll stick with you. What I was getting at is, like after you get your food and we like sit down, that's when I would like low key like slide you one of the like cheaper spice pack, not the spicy stuff, but the like just general salt packets that I got. I hear this might help.
How thoughtful, Anchor. I will, go out of my way to make it seem like I'm enjoying it, even though I'm only using a little bit of the spice. It's a little much for me, but like
The only seasoning they put in here was salt.
This is basically like single serving like Johnny's.
I don't need is salt.
Yeah.
But it's Lowry's seasoning salt, guys.
Ooh, okay.
It's basically it's basically what it is.
Not everything.
See, I'm really gonna make a show of, this really makes it better. Trying to convince him as such.
It's like the one thing every Alaskan household had was a giant thing of Johnny's, because you may not be able to make it taste well, but you can make it taste like Johnny's.
I mean,
that's acceptable.
We had Lowry's, an exact same thing. As my parents just didn't understand. So you're like, that tastes good, and Anchor is just like, that makes me happy. Not as happy as I was hoping, and then I walk away.
And I'm just thinking to myself, man, take the small wins. I don't know that people get happy.
An attempt was made.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sparse showing down here in the cafeteria. Looks like mostly like other individuals who probably also went out and were, having a night, and came back for some sober up food before they go to bed. Not a lot of opportunities for conversation, but unless you want to like very specifically go and try to interact with somebody.
Hey, Perk.
Yeah.
You know that guy we ran into on the streets?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I remember him.
Oh, well, that's good. Do you think I stole someone's soul, or do you think there's a chance I was a opportunity for a soul to fit into?
That's a very difficult question that really only you can answer. And maybe not even you can answer. Do you feel like you stole somebody's soul? Like, does it feel like there's somebody inside of you trying to get out?
Oh, I don't know about that, but I would really like for you to answer the question.
Based on what I've seen, I don't think you stole somebody's soul, but what do I know? It's not really my area of expertise.
Sure hope not.
I don't really actually even believe in the ability of soul stealing.
I was gonna say, give me a history or religion check.
Okay.
Give me a history or religion check.
Oh, that's you.
Ba-ba-ba. Bad at that and bad at that. Here we go. Whee! Ooh, almost got the 19. Got with the 9 instead.
For history or religion?
That's history.
Okay. You're not by any means an expert on Ensouled or anything like that. Anchor's probably one of the first that you've seen in person. But even you are aware of the common understanding of an Ensouled is a being who while they have an artificial body, they have a soul that is believed to be generated out of pure magic. It is truly spontaneous sentience. This is
Gotcha.
the first you've ever heard of soul stealing.
Yeah.
And just like given the source, even with a 9, you're fairly certain that's some nut job. That's somebody on their tinfoil hat business.
Okay, understood.
Like you're pretty sure that like this is the first you've ever heard of this. You've never seen anybody react that way to Anchor before. Nobody's even expressed a concern like that. Like that's some off the wall stuff.
Okay. So Anchor, you're aware that sometimes people go crazy, right?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know how sometimes wires get crossed and circuits don't work the way that they should.
Yes.
The brain is basically a gigantic bundle of wires, and I think the fellow that we talked to earlier has some wires that don't connect correctly. I think that what he was saying is totally wrong, and I don't think he even understood what he was saying. So I wouldn't take it personally.
Oh, well, I mean, that's good. It would be sad if I was sad because the soul I stole was sad that he was stolen. That would make me sad.
That would make you sad. Yep, sure would. And I'm gonna go ahead and just add that to the list of things that might make Anchor sad, so we can try to avoid that in the future. How's that sound, Anchor?
Thanks, Perk.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
Thanks for talking with me about it.
Yeah, you bet.
Not many people would.
Oh, Anchor, I don't know, man. I feel like you just got to put yourself out there, and you'll find people that want to listen and talk to you.
Put myself out there. I'll try that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Perk. And
I just
Yeah,
got this image of Anchor hanging out of a window. Like, is I doing it right?
wait for my opportunity. Don't steal my thunder.
sorry.
Look, I think he's supposed to hang like that. I think that's actually natural for him. It's fine. He's fine. Don't worry about it. That's how we sleep.
Why is
I'm
this
good with it.
character so good with? Why is Jared so good at this character?
Yeah.
But this guy has been in my head for years, you guys.
Same. Scared.
Thanks for saying that, Dan.
All right, I would say, without any intentional seeking of interaction on your guys' part, you guys managed to get a bite to eat, get back to your accommodations. Everybody gets kind of settled in, and then bright and early, in the morning, a human man kind of knocks on your guys' door early and says, "All right, recruits, welcome to the Rangers. I'm going to finish your tour today, and then you'll get started into training. Training is broken into 2 parts. You will have class in the mornings, and then physical training in the afternoon, and skill training in the evening. You'll be pretty busy most of the time, but you will get 1 day off a week one afternoon off a week to, do whatever you want to do. And with that, you are led kind of through your dormitory, down, grab some food real quick, and then you go on a more extensive tour of the facility, whereas like the door before was really just like kind of getting you like set, like getting you to your where you're going to stay, where you're going to eat, the basic necessities. This is a much more thorough tour of, this is the administration area, and you do at some point pass through a humongous open room with an obstacle course and like a free weight section, several sparring rings, boxing rings. It looks like even like almost any like martial or physical training setup you could imagine is probably represented in some fashion or another. And everything is in use by somebody. There's like a track that's going around the outside, and you see people running on the track. You see, again, a mix of people just like lifting or boxing or sparring. There's even people like casting magic at like targets. Just about anything you can imagine. You do see you noted, those of you who went to the bar went to the tavern, you do notice that like the halflings all tend to be in like that same like 3-person group that you saw yesterday. This seems to be like you don't see anybody on their own. They're all in these like 3-person groups. You see a group of dwarves training in formation, and I even think I have a handout for this if I can find it. Uno momento. Pictures. Nope. Not there. Oh no. Nope. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's at least in Discord then.
What did I do?
Sorry, but that's my bad. I thought
Okay.
it was in mine.
Okay.
Either way, I'll drop it in. I'll drop it in the chat later. But you see that the dwarves have a very interesting and unique fighting style. It's almost like a phalanx, but instead of spears, they wield these like very sharply bearded axes in one hand, and a large like kind of like for them like tower shield that curves up at the top and has a large spike sticking straight up. And it's like they're very clearly practicing fighting against like things much larger than they are, using both like the shield wall, or like using like one guy crouched down with the shield and another guy like above him to like angle it up to like create a better barrier, to like blocking with the shield and then like trying to like sweep the ankle with like the beard of the axe. Like very like they appear to be incredibly skilled and proficient fighters, like very good in formation. Like I said, heavy shields, heavy armor on like their upper body, much lighter armored like on their lower body. And I believe like you remember somewhere somebody saying that like dwarven heavy infantry are kind of the best at what they do. Like they're like, they're not for every situation, but like if you need to fight in close quarters, melee, like in a cavern, like in a tunnel, like you want dwarven heavy infantry. If you're not worried about the enemy like running from you, dwarven heavy infantry is where it's at. They're phenomenal at what they do. They all look like most everybody who's training here is wearing like the cloak and pin of the Rangers, and you definitely see like that same like just elevated skill of the fight you guys saw last night. Like everybody here seems to be very lethal and very good at what they do. and you see members of all the different groups, the Dragonborn, the orcs, even some gnomes, and this is a great opportunity if you guys have any questions or want to like ask your guide about anything or any of the groups or any kind of like training stuff. He kind of opens up like, yeah, this is the boxing area and this is the free weights, and you guys got any questions? What's up, you with the bow?
So how many pound weights can you lift?
I mean, me personally, I think I'm benching like 200. I mean, we got like trust me, like we got lots. We got weights for like made for orcs. Like you're not gonna run out of weight, I promise. And like if they are, just like get a couple of halflings to hang on the side.
Cool.
They're generally pretty agreeable folk. Just like don't say anything bad about their king. They don't like that. Any specific questions you guys have? No? Okay. Then after go ahead.
Maybe Sven might work on casting Firebolt.
This is definitely more of like a tour, but directly after this, you guys meet up with a large collection, like a large group of other trainees. You do see the Zur are in attendance here, as well as the group from the Shadow Petal Enclave that some of you had dinner with the other night. And they kind of give you the wave thing and acknowledge.
I wave back.
The Zur do not obviously acknowledge you, or really anybody else for that matter. Another another elf, kind of stands up, and he's wearing the like the cloak and pin of the Rangers, but his armor is the same armor as those three guys from the Chrystorum Republic that you guys saw on the airship. Although he's not wearing his helmet, it's like clipped to his belt, essentially. And he's like kind of standing up on like a little bit of a podium, towards the back of like the training area. And he says, welcome, recruits, to your introduction to Federation Rangers. Just so you know, we have about a 25% attrition rate. So 1 in 4 of you will not pass muster, most likely. This is not a disparagement on you or your people or your organization's contributions. We simply have incredibly high standards. I look forward to seeing how many of you make it through. And with that, please, I would like to introduce our instructors, and like a variety of different instructors, like announce themselves as like, I teach, sword, like I teach like sword fighting and Federation history, or and like someone's like I teach, I teach like spellcasting and like magic studies or what have you. And like it is very clearly like military based. There are like other components to like the education aspect of it. There's like some military history and like some like there's like specifically like Ranger tactics is something that you guys are going to have to learn, like the tactics of the Federation Rangers and how to like fit into their combat doctrine and all of these things. And he says, now, all of you, obviously, like everyone here at Unity, came from somewhere else, and that's wonderful. But we here at the Rangers are unified for a purpose larger than our individual organizations. We are here to support and defend the entire region from threats large and small, but predominantly large. As I'm sure all of you are aware, the undead horde that we have been kind of in a Cold War with for the last few decades, really the reason why the Federation was founded, is growing, always testing, probing. We need to be ready. It is not a question of if they will attack, but when they will attack and who will be first. And only by standing together can we protect our homes from being picked off one at a time. Everybody give me an insight check.
Me?
Everybody. Jake, for you, insight is +3.
13.
I got a 9.
20. What was that?
21.
21. For
I
inside.
got a 6.
Okay, anybody who got above a 15.
I got a natural 20 for 23.
Okay, nice. So while it appears that like this is definitely a well-rehearsed and practiced speech, it does kind of like ring a little hollow. And you can definitely see that on like the faces of the other instructors, that like they, you know, they like, you kind of pick up on the fact that they kind of see this guy as like, you know, kind of blowing smoke, so to speak. He sniffed his own farts a little too much, maybe. And that the political realities of the Federation are definitely are much more impactful in the Rangers than the picture this guy is painting. Those of you that did not get better than a 15 are jazzed up, like, yeah, team, together,
Funny,
Full indoctrination.
down with the undead. Yeah, exactly. You're like, hoorah! Like,
before you asked for the role, I was actually considering having my character react that way. That's how that works out.
Yeah.
I am definitely one of Uncle Sam's misguided children now.
Yeah. You're like, I'm here for it. Let's do this. Teamwork on 3.
What is my inside, Zach?
You definitely picked up on the fact that this guy is kind of like definitely painting a very rosy picture of you know, kind of definitely kind of glossing over and kind of ignoring some of the realities of the situation. Like again, this whole time you guys have largely seen what appear to be like groups, like polities, people from the same group sticking together. That's pretty common. You would like just learn from your tour that like there are like that is the gist, that like typically you guys as a group will not be broken up, most likely. You'll stay like as a unit, but also that there are like the Delta Force guys where it's like the teams where they take the best specialists from everywhere and put them onto like one team. Like that does exist. It's just like you were kind of led to believe that was the entire, that was all of the Rangers, when really it's just like the best of the best of the best of the Rangers end up on that kind of like task force. So a little bit of the recruiter BS. You guys kind of got the rosy recruiter version, and now you're kind of like realizing, yeah, all right, that wasn't accurate. But again, this is also like, you guys are the first from your kingdom, so it's nobody in your kingdom lied to you. It's just it was not as described. Definitely more political than you were led to believe. And I'll be honest with you guys, that's just about what I had planned for this session, which is the first time ever that I've actually like hit my targeted amount of time for a session. So very proud of that. Be thinking about what your goals will be for the next 6 or 7 weeks of training for your character. Just kind of like what you would want them to learn and focus on. And we'll do some rolls when we pick up this campaign next. But then also be ready with a level 4 character. You guys will, over this break, gain enough experience to hit level 4. And so if you're taking any feats or anything like that, like this is a good way to, narratively explain that through your training. What kind of specialized training did you do to get to that explains these new abilities that you have? Do we want to plan on Waterdeep next week, Dan?
I think so. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
And we'll be ready for that. Now, has anyone? I have to ask. Has anyone picked a Dragonborn race that might present? No.
No, you said they're not allowed in Waterdeep, right?
Yeah. There is a very particular thing in Waterdeep so I just want to make sure, because then I would have to chat with who. That's not a problem. So if you want to discuss player ideals, I like knowing what your character goal is so that I can facilitate the best experience I can. But if you don't have anything in mind, that's okay too. I'll be ready.
I was just going to mention, real quick, it's next Tuesday is Christmas Eve, and then we have New Year's Eve the week after that. Do we want to maybe either skip a couple weeks or maybe try to find another day that works for everybody?
Totally forgot about the holidays.
Me too.
Well, I suppose we could wait to the 7th. And that would be okay. Be a bit of a break.
New campaign.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I will be in the Idaho Spokane area from the 19th to the 29th.
Get out of here.
We could almost do a full, with the exception of Dan, who is DMing, we could almost do a full in person.
We could get him out here. We just gotta twist the arm a little bit.
Listen, I don't even know if we could get a plane ticket at this point. Like, it's Christmas, man.
Make a beeline with my car.
Start driving now. So I'm just throwing that out there. Slide that to you. If it doesn't, also it's crazy hectic. So.
The only other one that I could probably swing for 7th next week.
Ooh,
Friday.
Otherwise,
I'm down for whatever.
I think.
No, 27th. We have plans here in Spokane.
Yeah, we have plans.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
All right, I will wait for the new year then. That's okay. That's awkward that it worked out that way, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's perfect. We're gonna switch into a new
Yeah.
campaign. It's just kind of like we were gonna cancel those anyways. Dan, that gives us a lot of time. I actually do think you and I should maybe have a conversation for my character just to settle some things out. He's just a little
Great.
weird, and I want to run him by you.
Sure. You could either schedule a chat or you could just jump one of the nights. The only nights that I'm gonna are obviously Christmas. Monday nights I'm coming. Not a Monday.
Let's just talk one of. I'm not available tomorrow, but I'm pretty available the rest of this week. You want to just? Do you have time to chat on Thursday?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, let's shoot for like 6 o'clock. Works for me. Just
Good.
normal game start time. You're in a different area.
Yep, that works for me.
Sweet.
I will put it on my calendar so I don't forget.
Sweet. I should do the same.
Oh,
I have to do.
Jared, would you like to join us at the Church of the Jedi Alliance on the 27th?
I was gonna ask what the hell you guys were doing.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I completely forgot to
You're not
invite you.
even you not being part of plans.
I could join
I
you guys.